Hi, my name is Caryn Chalmers, and I'm a business analyst with the Entrepreneurial Accelerator program here in Shreveport, Louisiana. Today, I will be talking to you about the lean canvas, which is a part of a bigger process of starting a business today, which is referred to as the lean methodology. Now, within the confines of this competition, we will not be able to show you everything about the lean methodology. We just want to focus on the lean canvas. But if you want to learn more, definitely check out the book by Eric Ries, The Lean Startup. Now, the 5 concepts that I want you all to take away from today's session is basically number 1, when you are building your business or your technology, you want to make sure that you're customer focused. Next, you want to assess the market. And basically what that means is you want to see what products or services are available that are similar to yours. And then you want to see what's not available. And you try to make sure that you're filling a need or you're filling a niche within the market. Next, you want to make sure that you understand what truly is your MVP, your minimum viable product. Next, you want to be able to understand iterations or to iterate. And basically what that is, it is a slight tactical change in your overall strategic approach of how you're building your technology or how you want to take it to the market. And finally, pivot. And pivot is probably something that you will make down the road or a decision that you make down the road. And it's basically a complete strategic change. So you might start off building a product for one segment of customers and then you realize, wait a minute, it doesn't really fix their problem, but it also it can address a problem in a completely different industry. So those are the 5 areas that I want for you guys to focus on as you listen to this presentation. Now, the other important point that you need to understand is you need to know whether you're starting a lifestyle business or if you truly have a startup. Both are good, but you need to understand the difference. So for instance, you know your mom and pop type shops. So those are like your restaurants, your service industries like plumbing services, legal services. It's usually something that's built for the lifestyle of the founder or the entrepreneur. And it has a trajectory that increases slowly and then eventually decreases over time. And it's usually over the life of the entrepreneur. Some of these businesses can be passed on to the next generation, and sometimes it's sold. It's usually the lifestyle business. It's low interest with moderate return. Also, it typically will require not much capital to get started. So sometimes you will find entrepreneurs will use their investment, and other times they may get some sort of small bank loan to get started. In terms of your growth, there is a cap on most lifestyle businesses. They're not trying to have like a huge capital event or exit for, you know, hundreds of millions of dollars, but they're just trying to make sure that they're able to earn a living and maintain a certain lifestyle. Hence the name lifestyle businesses. And on the other hand, a startup is usually a business that starts very small but grows very quickly in a short space of time. The usual time frame for a startup to grow and have some sort of exit, which is a capital event, it can be in the form of an acquisition from a larger company. It could also be in the form of an IPO. And then finally, you can find some sort of capital event in terms of selling your assets of the business. So most entrepreneurs that get into the startup realm of things, they want to have a huge exit. And we've all heard of the saying where people will say, I want to start a business and sell it and retire on a private island, which we know in many cases entrepreneurs don't necessarily retire on a private island, but there are some failures and there are some successes. So another point to note with startups is that it's high risk and high return. It's go big or go home. So many times, you put a lot into your business because you really believe it can change the industry or it can change the world that we live in. And finally, it requires most times some sort of private investment, either from an angel investor or from venture capitalist or some sort of larger institution. So those are the basic components of a lifestyle and a startup business. And I just want for you all to take a few moments to assess, am I starting a lifestyle business or a startup? Now, here's a lean canvas. This is basically the simple form of the lean canvas. And as you will note, it's used for new businesses, ideas, or technologies. This is a business model canvas. As you will note, it is typically used for existing businesses, and you will also see that the first and second box and a couple of the other boxes are different. So instead of problem, solution, you have key partners and key activities. Now, at this point, you're probably wondering, whatever happened to the business plan? Well, there are quite a few industries that still use business plans. We do not necessarily recommend that you start off by doing a business plan, because you need to make sure that you have validated your idea or your product or solution first. So the problem with business plans, it's the Tyson's Law, and you may have heard this before. And it basically states that everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. And that's a quote from Mike Tyson, who was a boxer back in the day. And he would always say that, before he gets into a ring with an opponent, they always have a plan until he hits them in the face. And that's pretty much how the world of business is. It can be very brutal out there when you first hit the market. So basically, and as it relates to starting a business, there's so many unknowns, and why spend 2 weeks or 2 months in your office writing all these assumptions that are unproven? This is why we recommend the lean canvas as an easy way to really assess the components of your business and make sure that you're getting the feedback to validate your initial assumptions. And when they're wrong, go ahead and change them in a very quick way. So the point of going through the lean canvas process, is so that you can determine a minimum viable product. And as I mentioned before, this is pretty much making sure that you fully address the needs of your customer. So many times entrepreneurs will try to put a lot of features into their initial product or offer services that are just too extensive for a customer to even choose. Find out what the most important features or needs are for your customer and focus on that first. And by doing that, you can get a lot of feedback that can help you make the right decision. So this is the lean canvas that we typically use at EAP. We added 2 components, vision and community impact. It was requested by a lot of your professors because they want you guys to be able to start thinking about how the businesses or the technologies that you create are actually helpful for the community in which you live. So we added those 2 components, and we are actually going to go through an example right now. So first off, you want to go ahead and date at the top and put iteration 1. And also you want to make sure that you choose a name for the business. Later on we'll talk some more about that. Now, if you do some research, you will see that there are different ways you can fill out a lean canvas. You can start from right to left or left to right, but today we're going to start with the problem. And this is an example of an eco-friendly dry cleaning service in North Louisiana. So you go ahead and state what the problem is, and basically, for this example, the problem is very simple. There are no options in the local area. And then the alternative is that you'd go to a traditional dry cleaning service. Your customer is basically B2C, which is business to consumer. Remember that you have a terminology list. So if you're going through these videos and you hear any acronyms or words that you're unfamiliar with, please refer to your terminology list. And of course, your target customer will be health conscious, maybe an organic lifestyle, college educated, and they're between the age roughly of 25 to 55 years. So for the solution, it's very simple. An eco-friendly dry cleaning service in downtown Shreveport, Louisiana. For your unique value proposition, this is core to your business. And make sure as you're assessing your unique value proposition, you're also thinking about this from a perspective of intellectual property. So we're talking about patents, trademarks, or any form of trade secret. So in this example, we basically have a non-toxic dry cleaning service that is healthier for customers in the environment that is not currently available in the community. In terms of your unfair competitive advantage, it's very simple. It's a trade secret. So you created a solution, a non-toxic solution that no other competitors have. Keep in mind that your unique value proposition and your unfair competitive advantage can be a bit confusing. Just remember that unfair advantage is over your competition and unique value proposition is within your company. Next, you want to talk about your channels to your customers. So the most cost-effective channel in today's world is social media. So of course, for this business, social media would be number one. And then you can also use billboards and radio and then branch into some other forms of media as the business grows. Revenue. How does your business make money? So many businesses, it's typically selling a product or service, but other businesses, it could be, for instance, advertising. It could be partnering with other organizations to build the revenue base. So there are many different options that you can consider. Just make sure that it's something that makes sense for your technology or business. And then for key metrics, that's basically how do you measure success? Is it returning customers? Is it happy customers? Is it downloads or the buzz on social media about your product or service? And then finally, your cost structure. In a couple of minutes, Nick will talk to you about the importance of understanding the cost before you start a business and then after you start a business. So go ahead and list out a couple of items that you think will be essential for you to build the technology or for you to actually open the doors of your business. So it could be registration fees, it could be prototyping. Will you need an actual physical space? Will you need a website built? So those are all things you need to be able to write down and then make some assumptions as to how much it could cost. Google is your best friend, so make sure you do your research and you're making good estimates in regard to cost. And that's pretty much the core Lean Canvas, but remember we have two more sections, which is your vision on top. And that's basically, in the long run, what do you see your business becoming? What do you see your technology becoming? So for this example, they want to create a national franchise. And in terms of their community, they want to partner with a local nonprofit, which pretty much helps women that are abused or transitioning to a different period in their lives get back into the workforce. So this is a great way to partner with a local business, a local nonprofit, and help create good impact in the community. And that's pretty much it in terms of the Lean Canvas. Now the takeaways. It should take you 15 minutes or less. 10 minutes would be ideal, but sometimes you could go over a bit. And next, you also want to accomplish feedback from others. So do your Lean Canvas and then come to the workshop with your Lean Canvas and we will provide you with the feedback. So we'll have professionals that are in the legal field, accounting field, marketing field that will be able to give you a diverse perspective about your business. And remember, if you're hearing the same thing over and over, you as the entrepreneur have to make the decision of if you want to iterate, make slight tactical changes in your business strategy, or if you want to make a pivot and completely change the way that you're building the business or the customers that you are targeting. And that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. And remember, if you have any questions, go to info or email info@eapla.com. Thank you.